This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
We have made it to Friday together.
Yeah, last of the week we did it.
The entire week. That's right. It is chilly out there. I know it's not as bad as last time when it was 31 degrees last week, but it's still got a chill out there, John Scalzi.
That's right.
Well, okay.
And John,
I'll take that. My thermometer always runs hot, though, so
Okay.
don't ask me, because I'm not a good barometer of temperature. You know what I'm saying.
Barometer.
You know what I mean, anyway. Yeah. We have across the region some temperatures that some folks think are cold. We have 52 degrees in Sarasota, 55 in Venice, 55 Inglewood, Longboat Key coming in at 56 degrees, 54 Wauchula, Arcadia, and Mayak at 53. You know what kind of puts a kind of a chill in the air, actually, is the wind. Wind is going to be up today. It's going to be breezy. We could have some gusts up to 25 miles per hour over the course of the next 24 hours. Gathering clouds back in the western Gulf, that's all part of a developing low-pressure system that promises us some weekend rains. And in fact, the rain chances as we head into Sunday are really going to spike up. We'll be talking about that in a few. The drive time forecast for you today looks pretty good, actually. Lots of sunshine around in both periods. Drive to work, drive from work. Temperatures in the mid-50s on the way to work. On the way back, it's going to be mild, coming in near the 70-degree range. The only problem might be with winds. Could have a little problem on the Skyway Bridge for some folks out there because of the gusty winds, and high-profile vehicles particularly could get kind of buffeted around a little bit. Watch for that. Otherwise, we'll have that weekend forecast for you with all the rain showers coming up in just a few. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. In fact, we do hear from sources very close to me. There is a high wind advisory.
You mean like inches away? Yes, there is a high wind advisory on the Skyway this morning.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
There's a tip. Also an issue there on 14th Street West, the southbound two right lanes are blocked before Florida Boulevard. There's still another lane there, so you should be able to get through at this time of day. We'll keep you posted on the progress of that. The northern half of Sarasota County, a little blip there way out at Bee Ridge and the interstate as you head toward Cattleman, and South County all clear at 5:02 on your Friday morning.
Our top story this hour, Longboat Key police are investigating after a woman's body was found in a sauna.
It happened at the Longboat Key Club's moorings on Sandpoint Drive. The body of a 54-year-old woman was found inside the sauna. An autopsy is underway. The victim's name has not yet been released.
High school boys have been arrested now and charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl, and a fifth suspect's arrest is still pending in that case. Now, investigators say the 13-year-old victim snuck out of her home back on August 18th to meet one of the boys and to watch TV. Then 4 other boys came over, all in their teens. Now, she says she overheard an argument between them talking about her age and her virginity. She alleges that all 5 boys had non-consensual sex with her. Police said one of the boys originally denied having sex with her, but then later admitted he did, but did claim it was consensual. Now, the victim says it did take her so long to finally come forward because she had feared for her safety.
A follow-up now in Sarasota County, where the man accused of a 2011 murder will be arraigned today. The sheriff's office charged this man, 54-year-old William Case, with homicide in the death of Karen Courts. It happened in her home in Kensington Park, just north of the Bobby Jones Golf Course. Detectives say DNA from her car that was abandoned at the Westfield Square Mall helped link the suspect to the cold case. His attorney has filed a motion, though, that the suspect is incompetent to stand trial. For the latest on this story and other breaking news, go to our app. At the App Store, you can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, it is the country's largest and Florida's very first diverging diamond interchange. Now, it's also been a confusing project at times.
It has been ongoing now since 2015, which has many asking what's taking it so long to be completed. Marla Spence is live at the scene. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, Ray and Stephanie. It's been a long process and journey for the diverging Diamond Interstate here on the Suncoast. The Florida Department of Transportation says there are a few factors that's delaying the ongoing project. Merlina Gore with FDOT says paving and striping are the final things that need to be done, but she says Mother Nature is holding up the process.
Our specifications require that the temperature to be 65 or above for us to put this type of friction or final course asphalt down. And unfortunately, since early December, we have not had the temperatures that are conducive to finish up this paving. So until we have consistently warm temperatures in the overnight hours, because all of our paving is during the nighttime hours, we cannot complete the paving. So we're just on hold.
Gore says the interchange was supposed to be done this past November. She says other contributing factors for the delay was a 2017 rowing competition, which had the interchange to close down, as well as recent storms to hit the Suncoast. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Residents in East Manatee County will soon have some new places to eat and shop and work out.
Our Rick Adams tells us about a large retail project off State Road 64 East.
Well, pretty soon, this land will certainly look very different. There are many who say there is a tremendous need for a retail development here. Here's how one of the 4 retail buildings will look when it's built on these 9 acres of land near the Heritage Harbor development off State Road 64 at East Manatee. When all is said and done, it will feature around 60,000 square feet of retail space. Mackenzie Dalton has lived in Heritage Harbor now for 2 years. She says her and her family are really looking forward to having new places to shop close by.
There's not very much stuff over here, and everywhere we go we have to travel, so we're grateful to have something close.
Brian Kennelly, Chief Operating Officer of the Starling Group, tells us their retail development will be built right behind the Taco Bell and Dairy Queen. It will feature a Crunch Fitness Center, restaurants, and many other businesses.
The traffic pattern has changed on State Road 64, so not only the residents here, but kind of the convenience retail of people traveling east and west on State Road 64, that traffic has increased significantly, so we feel strong demand is kind of the time is right.
With Heritage Harbor completing their build-out of 5,000 residential units, Kennelly tells us this retail development will be a big plus for the area. For Dalton, she says this will make life much easier for her and her family.
It's a little bit challenging with our schedule, and so when we get out we really have to plan, so it's nice to have something a little bit closer to home so we can get out and actually go do more things.
And we're being told ground is expected to be broken on the retail development here within the next 45 days, and it should be open for business by November. Reporting from East Manatee, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
ACLU's Michael Barfield is now suing the city of Venice over text messages, which he calls a public records violation. Barfield claims city employees were texting government business on their phones, but not keeping the texts as records. The city did have an anti-texting rule and had blockers on phones. However, a software update made it possible for some employees to text anyway. Barfield says some messages were deleted, and he calls that a public records violation.
Public records belong to the public. If government officials are communicating about public business and then delete that information, that violates the law.
So City Council will talk to their attorney about this issue in the next week or so. Barfield has sued the city of Sarasota as well, and several other governments statewide over similar public records violations. Attorney General Pam Bondi issued a consumer alert about a Sarasota-based travel agency that closed a few months ago. Customers who booked travel through Legendary Journeys and had travel plans canceled due to the company closing may be able to get a refund now. If this affects you, here's some information right there on your screen. You can call the Insurance Consumer Helpline at 877-693-5236.
A Venice City Council member is pushing to cut down on a large number of vehicle traffic in downtown Venice. Now, with the presence of cement trucks and tractor trailers and other big rigs, Venice City Council member Chuck Newsom says the traffic cuts down on the city's scenic downtown, making pedestrians and outdoor diners have to deal with all of that dirt and smoke that they cause. Now, that's why he's pushing to put limits on West Miami, West Venice, and West Tampa Avenues by vehicles with no more than 2 axles, or even prohibiting them entirely. Now, one major concern with the proposal, however, is that it could cause problems for local businesses getting their deliveries. And speaking of Venice, a series of rowing races are coming to its intercoastal waterway. The city has decided this week to allow the Sarasota Scullers Youth Rowing Program to hold the Battle of the Bridges. That's a U.S. rowing sanctioned event featuring 35 races. It's currently scheduled for Saturday, September 15th. The city has agreed to provide security for the event on land and water. Around 200 athletes are expected to participate.
Happening today, Sarasota County is hosting a free guided hike as part of a prescribed fire awareness week. You can learn how Sarasota County uses prescribed burning to manage parks and preserves. They'll also explore recently burned areas and learn how fire-dependent habitat and wildlife species has evolved to coexist with these fires. It's today at the Old Myakka Preserve in Sarasota from 9 to 11 a.m. Something very similar tomorrow in Venice at the Carlton Reserve. See how prescribed burning protects our communities and properties from wildfires. You can watch burn demos, also helicopter water drops, go on a nature walk, and enjoy free food and games. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Mabry Carlton Memorial Reserve or Preserve in Venice.
Well, the city of Sarasota has been named a Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation for the 32nd year in a row. The 2017 Tree City USA Award recognizes the city's commitment to maintaining and expanding a healthy tree canopy in Sarasota. Now, the city also goes beyond the requirements, supporting innovative programs like the Community Canopy Project, offering trees to residents at no cost. Now, maintaining a healthy tree line not only improves the visual appeal of the city's neighborhoods, but it also increases property values, decreases energy bills, and also, of course, protects the very important environment.
Nice to be honored for things away from the beaches, you know?
Yes, yes. So
Trees.
many times we get caught up on all the beautiful beaches and all the things out there, but it's nice to move inland a little bit as well.
That's right. 5:11 right now, still ahead. First alert traffic, also John Scalzi's weather forecast. And we'll take a trip east of Sarasota County to see some of the most intelligent creatures on Earth. Find out what a local sanctuary is doing to take care of great apes.
And then coming up a little later in the hour, we're going to tell you about the latest efforts to make texting while driving a primary offense here in Florida. Stick around.
52 degrees at 512. Pretty shot there of the Rosemary District as we pan toward the water. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on this Friday morning.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are music to your ears, like the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Or head over to Muscle Shoals and Fame Studios. Are you a star yet?
My mama thinks so.
Or, if that's your stomach I hear grumbling, our barbecue is almost a religious experience. Food good here? Best in the country. Alabama's got 100 road trips.
Which one you gonna take?
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important, and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So your hour-by-hour forecast through the morning hours looks pretty good. By 9 o'clock, we'll be at about 60 degrees with no problems whatsoever throughout the morning hours. As we head into noon, we're looking at 68, and then we'll top it off warm today, coming in at about 75. I mean, warm for this time of year, on the warm side of average, 75 degrees by about 3 o'clock. Sunny skies, low relative humidity. If I had had more space in here, I would have squeezed in the word breezy as well. We have some lake wind advisories up, small boats on open bodies of water inland. You know, there could be a little bit of a problem for you at times as the winds begin to surge, especially this afternoon. 68 degrees by about 7 o'clock tonight. Should be a beautiful evening to walk the beaches or stroll the downtowns, eat al fresco, whatever you want to do. It should be a really nice evening for that with a beautiful sunset as we still have those high clouds streaming in. 52 degrees, our current air temperature. Dew point coming in at 48, and the winds out of the northeast at about 10. Hour by hour through the day, a little bit of fair weather cloudiness. Yes, a few scattered showers over on the other coast because of that onshore wind flow there. A little bit more humid over on the other coast. If you're headed over there over the weekend, you're going to see a lot of scattered showers both on Friday, Saturday, and a lot of rainfall there on Sunday. For us, we stay dry through Friday, I believe, and also through Saturday as well, although we may see a little extra cloud cover on Saturday because of gathering clouds out in Gulf waters. So watch for that. Early tea time on Saturday should not be a problem. Don't really see anything in the way of showers building then. However, as we head into Saturday night, overnight, and then into Sunday, we have a good chance of seeing showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms, and we're monitoring the possibility of severe weather, though right now that looks unlikely. An area of low pressure developing out in the western Gulf waters, plus a frontal boundary located just to the north, are going to team up together to increase our rain chances. Radar right now is dry, but the weather highlights do feature that frontal boundary back to the west and a high pressure ridge over us. The high gives way so that the low and the frontal boundary can kind of team up together and advance in this direction. We have at least a 70 to 80% chance of rainfall over us on Saturday. Breezy and sunny today, more clouds around tomorrow, and then Sunday storms. Here's the timing on one range computer model showing the showers really coming in by early Sunday morning. Now, that's one computer model. It also shows us somewhat drying out by the time we get into Sunday night, and especially by drive time Monday morning. But another computer model, a good one too, also brings the showers in a little bit later in the day on Sunday and then makes them linger into drive time Monday morning. So one model a little bit faster than the other, both models agreeing for showers and thunderstorms to build on Sunday. So it's going to be a wet day. As you can see, the rainfall futurecast calls for probably half-inch rainfalls across our region. East wind at about 15 today. Lake wind advisory is up, and the 7-day forecast calls for 75 today. Tomorrow about 77. Slight chance of a nighttime shower. Sunday an alert day because of those rain showers building. And then as we head into Monday, maybe a lingering early morning shower, clearing out pretty quickly. And then the rest of the week turns just a tad bit cooler. Back to you.
All right, let's take a look at our first alert traffic at 5:18 this morning. And the roads are running pretty good out there. We don't have too many glitches, just a little bit one there on 301. If you're heading into North Sarasota, not too bad. We do have one accident to tell you about, though, real quick. US 41 14th Street southbound. 2 right lanes are blocked right before Florida Boulevard. Again, that's US 41 on 14th Street southbound in there. Now heading into North Sarasota, you're starting to see a little bit of a pickup there on State Road 72, as well as some slowdowns there going southbound on 41. And then in South County, the roads are looking pretty good there as well, so not much to see out there this morning. That is your first alert traffic.
All right, 5:19. They're some of the most intelligent creatures on Earth.
But these days, chimps and orangutans are also in danger of becoming extinct here on Earth, possibly by within 50 years.
Really?
Isn't that shocking?
Yeah.
But there is a place where many are finding a safe new home. Earlier this week, I headed to Wauchula, to the Center for Great Apes, to learn more.
Would you like a treat? Would you like a treat? Noelle actually knows American Sign Language, only about 45 signs.
Patty Reagan knows every single one of the chimps and orangutans here in her sanctuary. Background, personality, favorite foods, even how they communicate.
And this very vocal little fellow is Mowgli, and Mowgli came to us from Hollywood. He was used in movies and television shows. He actually was in the Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen. And would you like a cherry? I know that. That is a food grunt, a happy food grunt.
Reagan founded the center over 24 years ago as a nonprofit to help orangutans and chimps find safe permanent homes. Well, that turned into this sanctuary here in Wauchula, now 120 acres, helping to nurse 23 orangutans and 35 chimps back to health over the years, both physically and mentally in some cases. Many here came from Hollywood, stars of both TV and movies.
When they're used in entertainment and are even kept as pets in private situations, everybody loves them, they're adorable, but we know now it very often ruins their life because they think they're humans, they get pulled from their own mothers when they're tiny to be able to be trained for these situations, and they get so strong at age 5 or 6, 7, even 3 and 4, they are stronger than a human child. That they can't safely be worked around people in entertainment or be in someone's home as a pet.
The Center for Great Apes is a nonprofit sanctuary. It's not a zoo. In fact, it's the only accredited orangutan sanctuary in North America. At the cost of about $20,000 per year per ape for health care, habitat care, and their food, it does take a village to help. Now, one way is through programs that they have, like symbolically being able to adopt an ape and apeology workshops. They're all programs where you can be a part of saving a life. Some of the most amazing creatures on Earth. And you can adopt an ape. And the reason that I found them was because I was doing research one day, and all of a sudden it came up. Their most famous resident is Bubbles, Michael Jackson's chimp Bubbles. I had no idea that he was still around, but he lives out there. LaToya Jackson visits him on occasion.
Really?
He is like their most famous resident, and we are going to meet him next week and hear more about his story, because he's had an amazing story too. But a lot of good going on out there.
He's out there retired now in a rocking chair.
Oh, he's retired, and he's got him some girlfriends. Yes, Bubbles is very popular.
The sequel next week.
That is right, it continues. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we're going to tell you how scientists invented a banana with an edible peel.
And next half hour, new information about President Trump's alleged attempt to fire Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Those stories and more. First, a look at the White House. President Trump is not there. He is in Switzerland right now, but the top right window is illuminated. Not sure who's up already.
Window?
They're watching Good Morning Suncoast streaming.
They are.
Perhaps.
They are. It is a fact.
More news after this.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Are you going to talk to Mullen? I'm looking forward to it, actually.
You want to? You have a date set?
Here's the story, just so you understand. There's been no collusion whatsoever. There's no obstruction whatsoever.
No collusion, no obstruction. The special counsel wants to talk to the president, and the stakes couldn't be higher. I'm Alan Cohn. They should all come here and talk around the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
I had some sad news this week. One of my former colleagues was in that hotel in Afghanistan and was killed by terrorists.
Glenn Seelig?
Yeah, we worked together at a previous station. So there's a picture of him on my ABC 7 account. punch that up and read all about Glenn. Terrible loss there.
Awful story coming out of Kabul earlier this week.
So yeah, stop by our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram. We are all over the different platforms to connect with you, so stay with us.
That's right, and I've got from the package that we just saw, the Center for Great Apes, I've got a lot of those pictures up there as well, too.
Oh, good.
So,
Look forward to that.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, welcome back. It is 5:25. Walmart is finally getting into ebooks. It's a market that's really been dominated so far by their arch rival, Amazon.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Maggie Ruley have details this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Walmart will soon be selling ebooks and audiobooks.
Walmart struck a deal with a Japanese e-commerce company that includes 6 million titles. The books will be accessible through an app.
Amazon currently commands 83% of the ebook market in the U.S. And Twitter is reportedly working on a new video sharing feature.
It would make it easier for users to share videos and reduce the number of steps needed to post a video. No comment yet from Twitter.
And you may never again slip on a banana peel.
Thank goodness.
Scientists in Japan have developed a super sweet banana with an edible peel.
It's grown under special freeze-thaw conditions, making the mangue's banana skin as thin as lettuce, but they also pack 30% more sugar. And Candace, get this, they cost $6 a piece. That's one
$6
banana.
per banana.
One banana.
There better be gold in that peel as well. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Office Depot Office Max.
Running a business is not for the faint of heart. Luckily, Office Depot Office Max is here to take care of you.
Taking care of business.
With print services. Done right, on time, guaranteed. Expert tech support. This week at Office Depot Office Max, save big on tax software for your business. Plus, let us help you manage your business finances at OfficeDepot.com/BizBox.
Taking care of business.
Let your inner light loose with One-A-Day Women's. A complete multivitamin specially formulated with key nutrients, plus vitamin D for bone health support. Your One-A-Day is showing.
In the history of people being asked how they like their eggs, we're pretty sure no one's ever said microwaved. You deserve a breakfast made with respect. Try the new bacon, egg, and cheese on brioche. Panera, food as it should be.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, President Trump reportedly ordered the firing of Chief Counsel Robert Mueller. We'll have the latest on that bombshell.
Plus, put that phone down. A plan to ban texting and driving in Florida is making progress in Tallahassee.
And does the FBI have a secret society? We'll have the latest from Washington. We've got those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us this morning, 5:31 on this Friday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Again, temperatures in the low 50s, and the weekend mixed bag, right, John Scalzi?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. You know, there are so many outdoor events this weekend, and there are some events that have had to move indoors, like Forks and Corks, that, you know, you kind of wish that there weren't going to be any rain showers whatsoever, but there are, and some of them could be fairly heavy. We'll be talking about that over the course of the next half hour. 51 degrees in Bradenton, Parrish coming in at 51 degrees. We have Sarasota coming in at 52. We have 53, Mayaca, Arcadia at 55, Wauchula at 54. So temperatures are in the low to mid 50s across the region, but the winds are breezy, and that's really creating, I think, some issues for folks. Lake wind advisory is up for today. We're having a temperature probably around 7 o'clock at about 53 degrees, but clear skies, easy going on the commute, except for a little bit of wind that's out there. 12 noon, we'll get up to about 68, and we'll warm nicely to the mid 70s as we head into the afternoon. Over the next half hour, this is what we'll be talking about. Warmer today and through Saturday, several breezy days in a row, and then we're going to be talking in detail about those upcoming rain showers over the weekend. Back to you guys.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking traffic right now. There is an issue there on 14th Street West in these southbound lanes. You'll see the two right lanes are blocked as you head towards Sarasota County around Florida Boulevard. There is still another lane to use at this hour of the day, probably no backups there. Checking farther south, nothing major besides Clark Road, perhaps some slowdowns there eastbound as you head toward the interstate. South County all clear at 5:33 on your Friday morning. Topping our news this half hour from the Far East, where over 30 people are dead, over 75 injured, in a fire that swept through a hospital in South Korea.
Now, this is one of the country's deadliest fires in years. Patients in the hospital's intensive care unit were seen wearing oxygen masks as they were taken out of the building. Fire officials say nearly 200 people were hospitalized at the time of that fire, including 94 elderly people at an adjoining nursing home. Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation this morning. We'll have more on that throughout the day right here on ABC 7. And developing overnight, we are learning more about the Russia investigation as President Trump is getting ready to make a major speech at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland today.
Last night, he met with CEOs about doing business in the U.S. But back here at home, ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest on claims that the president wanted to fire Robert Mueller last year.
This morning, President Trump on the world stage at the Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
Peace and prosperity.
But here at home, new reaction to a new report that Trump tried to get rid of the special counsel in the Russia investigation. The New York Times says after media reports of a possible obstruction of justice case last June, the president ordered White House counsel Don McGahn to ask the Justice Department to fire Robert Mueller. But sources say Trump backed off when McGahn refused and threatened to quit.
I haven't given it any thought. I mean, I've been reading about it from you people.
The president and his top aides have repeatedly denied that he's given any thought to firing Mueller.
The president has not even discussed that. The president is not discussing firing Bob Mueller.
The New York Times also reports White House counsel argued dismissing Mueller would have a catastrophic effect on the Trump presidency. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal, one of the congressional investigators looking into Russia election meddling, reacted on MSNBC.
These reports are absolutely stunning, deeply frightening,
because they show, again, that the president will stop at nothing to protect himself.
White House attorney Ty Cobb responded to the New York Times report, saying we declined to comment out of respect for the Office of the Special Counsel and its process. Before heading to Switzerland, Trump said he's ready to sit down for an interview with Mueller under oath, but his attorney quickly clarified, saying that's all still being worked out. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Also in Washington, thousands of missing text messages are causing concern among some Republicans on Capitol Hill. Some GOP leaders seized on the text between FBI agent Peter Strzok and attorney Lisa Page, who you just saw, as evidence of bias against President Trump within the Bureau. Congress received the second batch of their texts over the weekend, but 5 months of texts are still missing. The FBI blamed that on a system-wide glitch. The Inspector General is now investigating. We're learning more about that shooting spree in a Kentucky high school where a 15-year-old student allegedly killed 2 classmates and injured more than a dozen others earlier this week. A grand jury will convene February 13th to decide exactly how the teen will be charged, but prosecutors plan to ask the court to charge him as an adult. The mother of one of the young victims talked about her daughter's final moments.
And then her phone number, she called me, and all I could hear was voices and chaos in the background. And she couldn't say anything. And I tried, I called her name over and over and over, and she never responded.
Excruciating. Police charged the boy with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 12 counts of first-degree assault.
And an update now on the case of the former USA Gymnastics and Michigan State University Dr. Larry Nassar. Now, he may be behind bars, but the fallout is just beginning for all the organizations behind this and the ones that Nassar's victims say enabled his years of abuse. Olympic officials have given the entire USA Gymnastics board until next week to resign. And the president of Michigan State University, Luanna Simon, now she stepped down from her position on Wednesday, but she is coming under fire now because she gets the option to return to the faculty, get a paid research position, and receive free lifetime tickets to all campus events. Simon also has to continue as president for 60 days following that resignation. It's still unclear who's going to be taking over for her in that case. Now for the latest on this story, plus your breaking news, and of course that up-to-the-minute first alert forecast that you are going to need this weekend, just head over to our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Happening in Florida, legislation is now moving forward that would make texting while driving a primary traffic violation. Right now it's a secondary offense, meaning police have to pull you over for something else and then could charge you with texting. The House Judiciary Committee approved the plan yesterday, but the House Committee did not agree to add an amendment requiring the race and ethnicity of the driver ticketed be recorded by police. That's what the Senate wants to do. A Boca Raton lawmaker says either way, some law has to be passed because texting and driving is happening all the time.
We all do it. It's a culture on our roadways. In the last 2 years, motor vehicle fatalities jumped the largest 2-year increase in more than 5 decades.
Both the House and Senate bills have one more committee stop before they can be heard by the full chambers.
And after spending more than 5 years pleading with the Florida legislature to legalize medical marijuana, a Bradenton couple was back in Tallahassee yesterday. Kathy and Bob Jordan are asking a judge to overturn a state law that bans patients who do qualify to use medical marijuana from smoking their treatment. Now, Kathy has suffered from Lou Gehrig's disease for more than 30 years. Deputies confiscated marijuana plants from their home back in 2013, but prosecutors decided not to charge them. Now, after hearing today's arguments, Leon County Circuit Judge Karen Gievers said she would try to issue a ruling quickly in the case. All right, now to continuing coverage on America's largest and Florida's first diverging diamond interchange.
It is right here in the Suncoast at University 75. It's a project ongoing now for 2 years. An update now from Marla Spence, who is live at the scene. Marla?
Ray and Stephanie, it's been a long journey for the diverging diamond interchange here on the Suncoast. The Florida Department of Transportation says the cool weather is causing the completion of the interchange to be delayed. Marlena Gore with FDOT says paving and striping are the only things left to be done. She says to make that happen, temperatures have to be 65 degrees or above during overnight hours. Gore also says although weather is a big contributing factor, there are other events that happened earlier this year that's causing the holdup.
We also had the mandatory shutdown for the international rowing competition, which took place in September and October. Then shortly after that is when we got our hurricane. So, you know, everything gets pushed back, unfortunately, and then it got cold. So it was just, you know, Mother Nature is not cooperating with construction right now.
Gore says the interchange was expected to be completed this past November. Now, there were improvements set for next week, but those have been canceled due to continued cool temperatures. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Happening today, presenters from across the greater Sarasota area will be sharing insider information at the State of the Community Lunch Series. Now, those topics are going to range from new things that are going to be coming here to Sarasota to important happenings and, of course, issues that our local businesses need to know about. Guests will enjoy local cuisine while learning more about what is going on in our community. Now, today's event is going to be held at Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on Lemon Avenue. That's taking place from 11:45 to 1 o'clock. And an upcoming sold-out event on the Suncoast is being relocated to a different venue. 1,500 people currently have tickets to the Forks and Corks Grand Tasting event this Sunday. Now, it was supposed to take place at the Ringling Museum of Art Courtyard, but it's now going to be held at Feld Entertainment Studios in Ellington. The Sarasota Manatee Originals say the location change was prompted by the possibility of maybe some rainy weather on Sunday afternoon.
That's a shame. That's a beautiful venue, obviously.
Yes, gorgeous, gorgeous out there.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest and first alert traffic, also John Sculson's weekend forecast, and the flu epidemic might be getting worse.
That's right. We're going to tell you about the latest numbers as cases continue to come up across the country. That is coming up next for you in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
For the first and only time, the candidates for House District 72 will appear together to debate here on ABC 7. They're tackling tough questions and addressing the issues that affect you, the voter. It's a debate you don't want to miss. Tuesday on ABC 7 News at 7.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Winds blowing, temperatures are in the low 50s, so there's a bit of a kind of a raw edge to the feel of the air out there. Some people will want to wear a light sweater or a light jacket. You'll be able to get rid of it in the afternoon as temperatures will steadily climb through the morning hours. 60 by about 9 a.m., 68 by noon with lots of sunshine, 75 degrees, warmer than yesterday by a few degrees at 3 p.m., and then we'll taper it off as we head into 7. We'll probably get more humidity in the air today, so our temperatures will fall off just a little bit slower, I think. 52 degrees the air temperature, dew point coming in at 58. So, or 48 rather. I think that'll probably be in the 50s as we head into the afternoon. Winds out of the northeast at about 10. Eventually that easterly wind is going to transport moisture into our area at lower levels and increase our humidity. In fact, that easterly wind will even shift a little bit more to the southeast with time, and that'll draw up even more moisture. That'll set the stage for weekend showers. Futurecast shows pretty quiet conditions locally, a few high fair weather clouds. That's really about it today through the 1 p.m. hour, even into the evening hours. A few scattered rain showers on the other coast never make it to our area. We stay dry. A few scattered clouds around during the evening will make for a lovely sunset. And then tomorrow morning, early tee-off time, there'll be a few more clouds around, I think, but nothing in the way of rainfall. That stays away until we get to the weekend when this mass of showers approaches. It's kind of a tricky forecast, actually, as to exact timing of the showers, but all computer models agree that what's quiet right now on Titan radar will be lit up on Sunday. Weather highlights include high pressure that sits over us now, strong high pressure, bringing us fair weather, a low back to the west in the western Gulf waters, and a frontal boundary approaching. Those two are going to team up and bring us that chance of a Saturday rain. Winds kind of shift out of the southeast. That warms us up and gives us a little bit more humidity as we wait for those approaching showers. Breezy and sunny today, more clouds around tomorrow, and then Sunday rainstorms. Here's one of the problems in predicting exactly when those rain showers will get here. The long-range futurecast, this one particularly is the European model, shows the rain showers kind of arriving a little bit earlier, but then exiting a little bit earlier as well. Another equally as good computer model shows that the rain showers arrive a little bit later on Sunday, but they take a little bit longer to get out of here. And so even by Monday morning drive time, we have some lingering showers around. So we'll watch that, but they all agree that we have a good chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. East wind coming in at about 15. Again, kind of breezy today, so watch for that. Lake wind advisory is up. For today, 75. For tomorrow, chance of rain showers late in the day, increasing cloud cover. Sunday, alert day because of showers, thunderstorms, and we monitor for the potential of severe weather. Right now, it doesn't look like it. The front moves through on Monday. We clear out. Got it. And we're looking at temperatures that generally start to drop on Monday. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look outside into the first alert traffic at 5:48 this morning. Roads are pretty good out there. Just have a little bit of a slowdown as you're coming into Sarasota from Palmetto and Elleton area. A little bit out there on Cortez Road. Now, if you're heading into North Sarasota, those roads are looking pretty good. Not too much to see out there. A little bit of a slowdown on Clark Road, but again, things are running pretty smoothly. If you're heading into South Sarasota, again, the roads are looking good out there today. 5:49, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, in this hour's Health Smart, the flu virus has been relentless this season. We all know this, leading to the death of dozens of young kids. And an entire county in the Florida Panhandle is canceling school today because of that epidemic.
It's amazing. Now, as Zachary Quiche reports, we are learning more about the link between the flu and increased chances of a heart attack.
Got the flu? You're not alone. The CDC says there have been nearly 9,000 confirmed flu-related hospitalizations. That's almost double the number at this point last year. Now, a new study appearing in the New England Journal of Medicine says that you are 6 times more likely to get a heart attack after you contact the flu virus.
Theories as to why that happens, it actually makes sense in terms of the physiology. There is inflammation when we have an upper respiratory viral infection. That triggers an increased clotting risk, and then there's oxygen demand and supply mismatch that can affect the heart.
The flu's wrath has already been seen, and it's not just in cold weather environments either. In North Carolina, 6-year-old Emily Grace Muth died within 4 days of getting sick.
She was breathing a little bit heavier than she was, and all of a sudden she just raised up and went back down, and I noticed that I'm like, Emily, and then I noticed that she wasn't breathing.
And in West Palm Beach, Florida, the virus was too much for this 12-year-old boy, according to his family. By the time the local sheriffs responded, he was dead. In another school district closing its doors due to increasing flu activity, Gulf District Schools in Port St. Joe, Florida, keeping students at home in order to sanitize all buildings. At least 30 children have died this year as a result of the flu. 85% of those were kids that did not get the flu shot. A reminder of the importance vaccinations play. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Still had your top local news headlines and helping out an animal in need.
We're going to tell you how a rescue group saved this pelican and how he has been released back into the wild. It's right after this.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC 7 is seeking an assistant news director to guide daily operations. Minimum 3 years newsroom management experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Here are some of the top stories that we've been following for you today on the Suncoast.
Longboat Key police are trying to figure out how a woman's body was found in a sauna. It happened at or near the Longboat Key Club's Islandside location on Sands Point Road.
Plus, former Olympic doctor Larry Nassar was sentenced yesterday for sexual abuse on female gymnasts under his care. Now Olympic officials have given the entire USA Gymnastics Board 6 days to resign, or they will decertify them, revoking their status with the Olympics.
And a plan to ban texting and driving in Florida is making progress in Tallahassee. The bill would make texting a primary offense and allow police to pull you over if they see you texting.
And finally this hour, a severely injured pelican found in California is back home in the wild with his other friends after 2 months of recovery. Now, this pelican had a fractured jaw and his foot was entangled in a fishing lure when the International Bird Rescue caught up with him. Now, the hook was successfully removed. Good news. And the pelican underwent some surgery on his jaw, regaining the ability to eat fish on his own. So, job well done to that rescue team.
Nice work.
Back out in the wild. I love to see stories like that.
Pelican seemed happy. He didn't complain once.
He did not. He was very good with all of it.
All right. Well, certainly a mixed bag this weekend. You might like Saturday more than the Sunday.
Yes,
John will detail
that. Good
that.
nap day on Sunday. That's what we call it. Good
sounds
nap
like
day.
it. No football either.
No. Oh.
Sorry. Here's a pretty shot of the Rosemary District as you awake on this Friday morning. About 52 degrees right now, and much more local news straight ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.